Good morning. Today we are moving into Module 5, which is Geometry, and we're starting with Lesson 1 and Lesson 2, which is Area of Parallelograms through Rectangle Facts and Area of Right Triangles. So we're going to begin with naming each of these shapes that you see here. Okay, so this first one where you have this little box right here is what? Does anyone know what kind of shape that is? So this one is a right triangle, meaning that it has one right angle of 90 degrees right here. Okay? How about this middle shape? Does anyone know what this middle shape is? The middle shape is a parallelogram, which means it has parallel sides here, and these are also parallel, meaning they never touch. How about the third one? Okay, it's a triangle. Can anyone tell me what kind of triangle? This is called an acute triangle because all of the angles are less than 90 degrees. How about the first shape down the bottom? First shape down the bottom, you should all know, is a rectangle. And the last one is called what? Trapezoid. These are all shapes that you should have been at least a little familiar with from your early learning in kindergarten, first grade, and so forth. Okay, we're starting with this shape. What is this shape? This shape is called a parallelogram. So I'm going to write that out for you again. It has the word parallel, P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L-O, gram, parallelogram. Now, for a parallelogram, we want to find the area of this parallelogram. So area is everything inside, okay, the whole area. Your room is shaped like a parallelogram. Okay, you want to find the area because you're going to be filling it up, okay? So, how are we going to do that? Well, first we need to know what the formula is. So, the formula for a parallelogram equals area equals base times the height. Okay, this is going to be your base. This is not your height. Okay, this does not equal height. We have to create the height. So in order to create the height, we are going to make a right triangle. Now, if we were to cut this right triangle out, flip it over, and take it to the other side, we have now created a rectangle. So this here is going to be your height, same as in here. Okay? That's your height. So height is from top to bottom, and it has to be a straight line and forming a right angle. Okay? So now that we know our formula and we've determined how to figure out the height, let's figure out what the area is. So if our base is equal to 7 inches and our height is equal to 3 inches, our formula tells us that we need to find the area by multiplying the base times the height. So our area is going to equal 7 inches times 3 inches. All right, we don't have to multiply the units, we multiply the numbers. 7 times 3 equals what? 21. Now we're going to put the unit in, inches, and when you're finding area, you always square the answer. So it's going to be 21 inches squared. Please remember, you always have to have your units. You always have to have it squared when finding area. Okay, the next slide, I am going to give you time to calculate the area. We'll do A together, and then I'll have you do B and C on your own. Okay, now you see 3 sets of numbers here. You see 4 centimeters, you see 6 centimeters, and you see 5 centimeters. Which set of numbers do you not need? We do not need the 5 centimeters, okay? So our diagram has already given us what our base and our height is, so it's going to be easy to calculate what the area is. I just wanted to show you that you can write the formula with a multiplication symbol in it, or you can write it without. When the letters are right next to each other, that always indicates multiplication. So here we have area equals, our base is 6 centimeters, our height is 4 centimeters. What is 6 times 4? 6 times 4 is 24. Our unit is centimeters. And what do we have to do to it? Square it. Okay? So I'm going to give you about a minute or to just calculate what the area is of each of these parallelograms, and we'll come back and check our answer momentarily. This is 7 feet, not 17, so I just want to make sure you're aware of that. So the last one would be 12 times 7, which is 84. Our unit is feet squared. Okay, moving on. All right, what if you had a parallelogram like this? You cannot make your height go like this because it cuts through the shape. So what you need to do is you need to make your height come down as if you're extending the shape and create your right angle that way. Okay, even though it's outside the shape, you can still calculate what it is that you need. Okay, so if we have this here, we're going to have, this is still our base. This is going to be our height. Okay, so we have our base and our height. If our base was, base was 2 centimeters and our height was 8 centimeters, what is our area? Area equals 2 centimeters times 8 centimeters. Again, multiply the numbers, 2 and 8, so 2 times 8 equals 16. We have our units, centimeters, and we always do what to area? We square it. Okay. Alright, so here we have an example of a parallelogram that we needed to draw the height outside. Okay, so here we have the base. Here we have the height. So if our measurements were, our base was equal to, if our base was equal to 5.5 meters and our height was equal to 10 meters, go ahead and calculate what the area would be. Area you should have gotten was 55 meters squared. Okay, we're going to move into area of a triangle. We're just going to be looking at the triangle part of the shape. So if we wanted to find the area for a triangle, area is going to equal 1/2 times the base times the height, or you can write it like this. You can have the base times the height divided by 2, because you have this fraction right here and it has a denominator. Okay, so if we were given the example of this right triangle here, and notice for the right triangle it has this little box here, okay, that indicates a 90-degree angle. That's what that is. If we have 8 feet, 15 feet, and 17 feet as our measurement, and the formula is area equals 1/2 the base times the height, what are we going to use, or what number are we not going to use? We are not going to use 17. 17 is the measurement of what we call the hypotenuse, and we are not using that. So we are going to use 8 feet and 15 feet, so area equals 8 times 15 over 2. Well, how come it's over 2? Because you have this 1/2 right here. So that's going to become your denominator. So now we have area equals 8 times 15. So 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 from the 40 is 12 over 2. So we're still not done. Area equals 60. And then we are going to use our unit measure, feet, and we always square. For any kind of measurement, we always square. Okay, let's calculate another one. We have another right angle here. Here's our right angle. So which number are we eliminating? We are eliminating 10, okay, because we want the base and the height. So again, formula is area equals 1/2 base times the height. So we're going to plug our numbers in, and the base is 6. The height is 8. And we're going to divide that by 2. Area equals 6 times 8 is 48. Divided by 2. Area equals 24 inches squared. Okay? Alright, I want you to take a minute to calculate these on your own. Figure out which numbers you're going to eliminate, and then calculate the area.